Ready. Lower Cape May Regional is home to a big clash here in South Jersey high school basketball right here on Cape Atlantic League Live as the Mainland Mustangs take on the Lower Cape May Regional Caper Tigers. Hello everyone, Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff for tonight's action between Mainland and Lower Cape May. The undefeated Caper Tigers playing host tonight to the Mustangs 10-1. A big-time Cape Atlantic League clash. Brian, I gotta say, this is one of our bigger games of the month of January as the season hits the halfway point for the most part, but I gotta say, Lower Cape May, they're showing out here tonight against the, I would say, maybe favored Mustangs on paper at least.
Yeah, I mean, this Mainland team's very, very good. They're 10-1. Their only loss is to Lenape, a Group 4 school, one of the best in South Jersey. Lower Cape May is 9-0, and that might, and research, people are having trouble finding it, that might be the best start in school history. I believe this, the 73 team, I believe it was, led by Charlie Wise, finished 20-3. But the available research says they don't think they started 9-0. So certainly a big moment for Lower Cape May on its home floor. And you're right, Nick, a big crowd here tonight and a real big student section to our right for Lower Cape May. So should be a good one here tonight.
Yeah, you got to love it. The buzz is real for Lower Cape May this season. The starting lineups are being announced, of course, for Mainland. We'll get them first. Stephen Ordili, Cohen Cook, Jamie Tyson, Tim Traveline, and Mawali Osunie will be your starting five for the 10-1 Mustangs. On the flip side, Lower Cape May will go with Kamari Wright, Mackie Bonner, Jacob Bay, Archie Lawler, and Mike Cronin.
And this is Lawler's first game back, a minor foot injury. He missed 2 games. So it'll be interesting to see, how he is. Is he 100% tonight? We'll see. 3 officials for the game. Dan Bradley's the lead official. Closest to the scorer's table is Frank Bazil. And across the court from there is Darren Bossert.
We'll go to midcourt. Jacob Bay for Lower Cape May will take the opening tip against Jamie Tyson, a football star as well, wide receiver on the gridiron for the Mainland Mustangs, who made it to the state semifinals this fall. And we are underway. Opening tip won by Tyson, and the Mustangs on the move.
And that actually should have been a violation because Tyson, as the jumper, can't catch that basketball unless it hits the floor. Should have been a violation. It should have gone over to Lower Cape May, but Mainland has possession.
Man, already some controversy to start things out. We're only 20 seconds in. Mainland's going to swing it around now. Stephen Ordili, left wing. Jamie Tyson now top of the key. He'll get over the right side. That's Cohen Cook. Underneath, a good feed right there to Traveline, but cannot get it to go. And the rebound there by Kamori Wright. Lower Cape May the other way.
Lower did a good job boxing out on that set, Nick. There was all white shirts under the rim on that miss.
On the right wing, it's a 3 ball for Mackie Bonner off the iron, and a rebound here for Tyson. Tyson cross-court pass. Cohen Cook thought about it for a second, but they'll dribble it back out, and now Mainland tries to reset.
Lower Cape May is in straight man-to-man. Kind of packed in a little bit, but they are in man-to-man.
Osunie thought about it. He'll drive, a stutter step off the glass, and could not get the friendly finger roll, and the rebound there from Bonner.
And Bonner will get his share of rebounds as a point guard.
He'll turn and pass it back out to Wright. Right top of the key, guarded by Traveline. Trying to get by him, lost the ball, so they go out of bounds. And it looks like last touch by Mainland. Caper Tigers keep the possession here.
So we've played almost a minute and a half. Neither team scored. Not surprising that this is setting up as a low-scoring game. I think Lower Cape May would certainly prefer that.
Defense came to play through the first 90 seconds. Here's Mackie Bonner for Lower Cape May, guarded by Ordili. Got a pick there. Bonner going to drive left hand off the glass. Oh, it's knocked away by Osunie. Loose ball on the floor. Who's going to get it? And it's Lower Cape May. Jacob Bay trying to put it up. Cannot get it, and Osunie rejects it once again, going out of bounds. But
Lower fans wanted a goaltending call on Osunie, but I think it was close, and generally speaking, if it's close, you let it go. I think it's a good no call by the officials.
Here's Wright driving, mishandled, got it over to Bay. On the baseline, puts one up, wild shot, got his own miss, puts it back up again, blocked again. Osunie's there, but Jacob Bay finally converts. And Lower Cape May gets the first bucket of this ball game. 2 minutes in, it's only 2-0, but Caper Tigers in front. Tyson now left wing kicking it out. That's Cohen Cook. Over to Stephen Ordilli on the right wing. Traveline. Osunier now left wing. Tyson again. Mainland. Good ball movement. Step back for Traveline. He drills it.
That's a tough shot. I think Lower Cape May would be happy to allow that attempt all night.
Tim Traveline will step back move for the long two. Does tie the ball game, but again, tight defense from both sides so far. Here's Lawler. Mackie Bonner now from the free throw line. The pull-up, no good, and the rebound for Stephen Ordilli. Ordilli moving fast now. He's pickpocketed by Bonner. Bonner back the other way. Good bounce pass to Jacob Bay, who slams it home for two. Lower Cape May back on top.
There's some tremendous athletes in this game. Bay's one of them.
Keep a close eye on him all night long. Osunier now in the corner. Tyson fakes the three, driving into the paint. The pull-up jumper is good. Mainland both times, Brian, has been able to answer with great pull-up jumpers here, so that's the strength of the Mustang offense. Mackie Bonner on the far side near the bench. In the corner, that's Lawler for three, and he answers! Caper Tigers back in front. Their largest lead in this early goings of the game.
Good sign for Lower Cape May and for Lawler.
Traveline trying to answer, no good. Ball.
We'll get to that point in a second.
Look at that, Traveline corralled his own rebound off the missed three, and it gets it back over to Stephen Ordilli. Right wing, that's a three ball for Cohen Cook, who answers and ties the ball game. Back and forth we go, halfway through the first.
I was about to say, with good sign for Lower, with Archie Lawler, sometimes his jump shot from the outside tends to be flat. He got a nice arc on that, knocked it down, but of course Cohen Cook answered to retie the game at 7.
Mackie Bonner now for Lower Cape May. Bay trying to give him a pick. Bonner thought about it, he'll drive. Awkward shot there. Rebound, it's picked up by Lawler from the free throw line. That one's no good. Bay trying to corral, but he cannot. Traveline gets it for Mainland. Traveline nearly mishandled the ball, trying to draw contact. Loose ball, he'll hit the deck, and now we're going to get a foul. They're going to hit Komori right with that one. First foul of the game, first team foul as well.
Wow, you know what? Ari Wright got away with a bump out top, and then when you reach the the officials let that go. You reach the second time, and there's contact. That foul's going to get called.
Keaton Lowenstern newly checked in for the Mustangs, number 11. You see him on your screen. Cohen Cook now with the ball, top of the key. He's guarded by Archie Lawler. Lowenstern back over to Tyson, they'll swing it around. Cohen Cook now. He gets pickpocketed. There's Archie Lawler. He seems healthy right now. Drive on in, the right-handed lay-in. We have a whistle on the floor. Hold the phone.
Wow. Listen, Darren Bossert's one of the best officials we have around here. I don't like that call, Nick. I think you got to let that go and give Lawler his layup attempt. Either that, or if you are going to call it, it's got to be an intentional foul from behind.
It looked like they called the foul, I believe, on Cohen Cook, who was trailing there. And they're going to wave that basket off. So first team foul for Mainland. Lawler's going to inbound, still tied at 7. Here's Wright. Good crossover move from Wright. Back over to Bay. Nothing really came of it, but Bay will pull up from the free throw line. That one off the mark as Wright tried to save it. But he knocked it out of bounds. It's Mainland ball.
I think Mainland would be happy if Jacob Bay's taking 17-foot jumpers. It's not his forte. Can knock him down occasionally, but I think Mainland would live and die with that. And Lower can get that shot anytime they want.
Tyson fakes the three. Lowenstern in the corner now. Struggled to corral it, so Mainland's going to kick it back out. Cohen Cook going to drive. Right-handed layup is up, and they're going to count that one with the foul. So Cohen Cook drawing the contact. They'll go to the free throw line for the and one.
Jacob Bay, Nick, would have done better just walling up and sticking his hand straight up rather than coming in late and trying to draw that charge. That's an easy call for the official. And for a kid as athletic as Cohen Cook, that's an easy finish for him as well.
They'll convert the three-point play, and it's 10-7. 2 team fouls on Lower Cape May, so pretty much a clean game so far. 2.5 to go, first quarter. Here's Mackie Bonner up the floor. for Lower Cape May. Lower trying to keep the offense rolling. That's a 3-ball attempt well off the mark there for Cronin. And Mainland back the other way. Here's Jamie Tyson. Tyson will take it himself. Right-handed flush off the glass and in it goes. 12-7 and a timeout on the Lower Cape May side. They want to talk things over with 2:15 to go here first quarter. Mainland up top by 5.
Yeah, so it's 5 straight for Mainland. And again, you know, the Lower Cape May bench is not happy about having that basket taken away, you know, on Lawler's breakaway. You know, and after that here is where Mainland gets 5 straight. And
I almost want to say that's when the air kind of got sucked out of the building a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so a couple of other scores tonight, Nick. Wildwood Catholic was a 71-54 winner over Atlantic Christian. These are boys' games. Middle Township had a 50-28 lead over Holy Spirit after 3. And Wildwood was a 57-49 winner over Glassboro on the road.
All right, we're going to resume action here now. Mackie Bonner up the floor for Lower Cape May, guarded by Keaton Lowenstern. Bonner going to try to take it himself. Left-handed off the glass. He'll draw contact on the way up.
So this will be Lower's first trip to the free throw line. Both teams have 2 team fouls.
So they nailed Lowenstern with that foul. Second team foul for Mainland. Bonner's first free throw is good. So Lower getting the much-needed points. They had a 7-4 lead. But Mainland went on an 8-0 run. And as you mentioned, Brian, that questionable call where the basket was waved off on one of Lower's previous possessions kind of turned the tide a little bit in this first quarter as Bonner misses the second one. Out of bounds it goes, but it will be Mainland possession with the Mustangs up by 4.
Braswell Thomas, who just picked up an offer from Rutgers for football, into the game for the first time for Lower. He's a sophomore. Oozes athleticism.
Well, as an alum of the school, I like to hear that. Here's Cohen Cook. Mishandle right there, stolen away by Jacob Bay. Up the floor, that's right. He could not handle that tough pass ahead from Archie Lawler, and Mainland takes over.
Yeah, I mean, Kamari Wright is not the most gifted offensive player, and Lawler's got to know who he's passing the ball to there. Yeah, that was too hot to handle. Too hot to handle for a lot of people. I mean, if Wright were wide open, I'd say, yeah, go ahead and throw that pass. But he was not wide open.
3-ball miss there from Lowenstern as Jacob Bay corrals it. Bonner up the floor quickly. Here's Lawler. The pull-up J is off the mark.
Yeah, and that's where his jump shot gets a little flat, and he's short there.
Cohen Cook from the free throw line. Oh, nice pass underneath to Osunier. Osunier dishing over to Lowenstern. Left hand off the glass. He missed it, but the putback is there for Keaton Lowenstern.
Yeah, the only thing Lowenstern did was take an assist away from Osunier. But he makes the basket off the offensive rebound.
Here's Bonner trying to cross him over. Bonner will pivot. Back over to Wright. Thought about it. Back over to Thomas. Braswell Thomas into the corner for Wright. Wright's going to drive into the paint. Hop stab, right-handed lay-in is no good. Bay trying to clean it up. He does. Lower back within 4 here. 40 seconds to go. First quarter. Traveline. Lowenstern now. Double teamed here. Loose ball. That's Osunier. Tyson over to Cook into the corner. A nice fake by Traveline. They'll pull for a closer shot. Missed that one for the long 2. And here's Bonner. Bonner to Lawler. He wants a 3-ball, and he's going to nail it. A much-needed bucket there for Archie Lawler late here in this first quarter. Lower back within a point.
Lawler with 2 threes. He's got 6 points to lead all scorers. Tied for team high or game high with Cohen Cook right now, who has the basketball for Mainland.
Cook's going to draw contact, and they're going to get Jacob Bay with the foul there. That's his second.
That's his second. With 2 seconds to go in the quarter, that's a tough one for Lower to take. And now Bay's got to go to the bench.
Yeah, Ty Bonner going to check in for him briefly. Mainland going to try to have one shot here. Tyson will inbound the ball with 2 seconds. Into the corner, Traveline, and he's not going to be able to get a shot off. Tyson chucks it up and wave it off. So at the end of 1, a back-and-forth affair. We got a good one here down in Lower Cape May, but the Mainland Mustangs are up top 14-13 after the first quarter. About to start the second quarter here at Lower Cape May Regional High School. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff on the call with you tonight on Cape Atlantic League Live. Matt Ulmer is filming and producing as always. Mainland 10-1 on the season, up 14-13 right now over Lower Cape May, the undefeated Caper Tigers 9-0. As we mentioned before, Brian, this is one of their best starts in school history. It's been a long time since the basketball program got off to this kind of hot start.
Well, you know, they're an experienced team. You have Lawler and Bay have been starting since they were freshmen. They're both seniors. Mike Cronin's been starting since his sophomore year, and Mackie Bonner's been starting since his freshman year, and he's a junior. So they have 4 starters that have been at least starting for at least their third year now. So it's an experienced team, and they also have a little bit more depth with Thomas and Ty Bonner, which they didn't have coming off the bench last year.
It's helping them out so far tonight. Here's Wright in the corner. He's going to try to drive into the paint, kicking it back out. That's Ty Bonner, the freshman. Here's Bonner. Mackie Bonner, turn around. The shot well off the mark, and Archie Lawler's there to save it. Mackie Bonner underneath, and a good feed to Braswell Thomas, but he can't nail it either. Mackie Bonner getting his own rebound back, though.
Yeah.
And now Lawler trying to reset. Here's Lawler. Lost the handle on that one, and Tyson finally pulls it away from Mainland. Tyson quickly, Traveline, he nails it, and Mainland back up by 3. Good feed from Tyson to Tim Traveline.
I think Thomas had the wide open layup, Nick. I think he lost control of the basketball on the way up, and that's why he missed that.
He definitely had a clean look right there. Here's Wright. Hop step, lost it again.
I don't know where he's going there.
Traveling, lost it going out of bounds, but last touch by Kamori Wright. So Mainland trying to give Lower their first loss of the season. This is Lowenstern into the corner. That's Cohen Cook driving baseline, dishing it back out. Mainland going to swing it around. Traveling fakes. Lost the handle, got it back, puts it up, and no good. Mackie Bonner the rebound.
Traveling was looking for a foul, didn't get a call.
Mackie Bonner now with the ball. Underneath, Lawler, good feed, puts it up, wave the basket off. We're going to get a foul on the floor. Third team foul for Mainland. Looks like they hit Rocco DiBiaso with that foul. DiBiaso newly checked in the game. He is another football star from the Mustangs. A lot of football players on this Mustang roster. Lawler for 3 off the inbound pass, and he ties the ball game.
That's his third 3. He's got 9. Dilly's back in for Mainland, by the way, as well, Nick.
Here's DiBiaso, top of the key. Traveline, guarded by Wright underneath. And a mishandle there from Ordilly. A steal here for the Caper Tigers. Here's Ty Bonner. Over to Thomas.
Believe Lower can take its first lead of the game if they score here.
I think they were up 7-4 early.
You're right. I'm sorry.
First lead since then, though.
Yes.
Right. Back over to Thomas. Fakes. Coming to his left. He'll back off. Trying to pivot, looking for someone to go. Back over to right. Lower trying to find their proper set here on this possession.
You can tell Mainland is actually extending its man-to-man further out on the perimeter a little bit, trying to pressure Lower Cape May.
Mackie Bonner faking now, back up again. He is guarded by Stephen Ordilly. Bonner, spin move, puts it up. Could not get the friendly roll. It's loose, and it's picked up by Cohen Cook. Up the floor for DiBiaso. He's coming out in left-handed layup, no good. The rebound by Traveline. He'll kick it back out. They thought about it. 3. DiBiaso, one dribble, the right hand, couldn't get the roll, and Archie Lawler the rebound. Tyson fighting for the ball, but we're going to get a reach in on Jamie Tyson. Costly foul right there. That's his first.
You just can't keep reaching in there, and that's one of those know your personnel. Yeah, I mean, Archie Lawler is a big, tough, strong kid. Tyson's chances of ripping the ball away from him in that situation are slim.
I mean, I almost wanted to say he was maybe hoping for a jump ball. But
yeah, you're right. But Lawler did a good job of keeping that ball active, not allowing him to reach in.
Right in the corner for a 3 off the mark, and the rebound not being able to be corralled by Mawali Osunie. So Lower keeps possession here with 5:09 to play in the half. Tie ball game. Got a good one. Thomas the inbound, Mackie Bonner. He wants a 3 ball himself off the mark, off the back iron. Jamie Tyson now for the Mustangs. In the corner. Ordilly puts it up, no good. Osunier, the putback, can't get it either.
I feel like Mainland's missed a lot of ones right in front of the rim tonight so far, Nick.
Had plenty of chances, especially on the second chance as well. Thomas now left wing, guarded by Osunier. Underneath for Lawler, can't handle the pass, gets it back out to right though. And now the Caper Tigers going to swing it back out.
That was a great look by Thomas, but the pass was just a little too far ahead. Athletic play by Lawler to keep the possession in Lower Cape May's hands.
Ty Bonner will dish it over to Archie Lawler, top of the key, guarded by Cohen Cook. Trying to get some assistance, going back to his left. Thomas thought about the three fakes. Now he's going to shoot it off, and he drills it. All cotton for Braswell Thomas.
Yeah, he can make that once in a while, and Lower's made 4 threes in this first half so far, and they have the 3-point lead. Timeout.
19-16 Lower Cape May. I got to tell you, we have a good one here, Brian. 4:16 to go in the half.
And two other scores from around the Cape Atlantic League. Middle Township, a 61-49 winner over Holy Spirit. And they didn't get the actual final score, but obviously big news around the Cape Atlantic League. Paul Rodeo of St. Augustine Prep has won his 1,000th career game as the Hermits beat Ocean City tonight at home. So I'm sure a rather festive atmosphere tonight up in Richland.
Yeah, no doubt. A big tip of the cap to head coach Paul Rodeo. Just saw him over a couple weeks ago, actually, when they came over to Middle Township in a decently competitive game with the Panthers as well. But, Paul Rodeo, legend around South Jersey, especially the Richland area, and what he's done over at St. Augustine Prep. 1,000 wins for him. Not many guys can do that, so he adds his name to the exclusive club.
Well, just listen, there aren't that many guys who've coached 1,000 games, let alone won 1,000.
Yeah, let alone win a 1,000.
The amount of people who've just coached in 1,000 games would be very, very slim.
Yeah,
that list.
If you can just coach that long, I'll tip my cap to you. But for Paul Rodeo, 1,000 wins. Congratulations to the St. Augustine Prep Hermits head coach. But back here on the floor at Lower Cape May Regional, 4:16 to go in this first half. It's a 19-16 lead for the Tigers, trying to stay undefeated. They're 9-0 on the year. Mainland 10-1. Here's Cohen Cook. Stephen Ordilli. Mainland trailing for the first time since they were down 7-4 in the first quarter. Crowd coming back alive here in Lower Cape May. Here's Ordilli. Osunier in the corner. Tim Traveline. Stephen Ordilli again. Cook again. Guarded by Lawler. Alley-oop for Tyson, and there's two-handed slam. Nice answer from Mainland. They were struggling to get those second chance buckets, Brian, but that time they finally converted underneath the basket.
Cook really had his head up surveying the floor. He saw Tyson flash baseline, and that was a beautiful lob and finish there for the Mustangs.
Maybe have that football connection as well. Archie Lawler trying to get by, pivoting around, looking for someone to pass. He'll get it back out to Ty Bonner. That's right now. Bonner, top of the key. Over to his brother Mackey. Mackey backing down. Ordilli, the turnaround, the left-handed lay-in is no good. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up by Osunier. Gets it back over to Tyson. He lost it momentarily, but the Mustangs get the ball back, trailing by 1, and get the lead back here. Cook, left wing for Traveline. Guarded by Wright. Takes the three-pointer off the mark.
That's not a good shot.
No, it wasn't.
Hey, Danny Williams, Mainland's coach, will go in and tell him that. We can get that shot anytime we want. Why take it 7 or 8 seconds into our possession?
Here's Mackey Bonner, top of the key. Now Wright. Back over to Mackey. To his brother Ty. Wright again, top of the key, guarded by Tyson. As now Lower swings it around. Here's Braswell Thomas. Lower content with taking some time off the clock on this possession, trying to wear down the Mainland defense. Bonner thought about a three. He's got to pass it, though. Here's Lawler. Guarded by Cook, trying to back him down. Baseline and a rejection, but that was after the whistle. And we are going to get a foul on the floor. And they're going to hit Lawler with the offensive contact.
Yeah, and I think Lawler may have tweaked that foot a little bit too, Nick, that he had injured before. He's grimacing a little bit as we're walking down the other end.
Yeah, he's walking gingerly, and he has no brace on either foot, so I guess he was confident enough to combat the foot injury in his return tonight. But, yeah, he is walking a little gingerly right now. Stephen Ordilli, less than 2 minutes to go in the half.
Well, Lawler banged into Cook's chest on this first move, and Cook just kind of said, okay, you're going to do that again. I'm going to go down and try to draw this offensive foul, and he did. Great entry pass there by Cook as Tyson lays it in.
And Jamie Tyson able to get the layup in double coverage. Looking like he's back out on the football field.
Some pressure here, some zone pressure by Mainland.
Here's Mackie Bonner playing catch with his brother Ty right now, double teamed. Mackie Bonner left wing. Lower down by 1 now. Good zone D right now for Mainland. Ty Bonner thought about it. Into the corner for Braswell Thomas. Underneath Lawler. One dribble, puts up off the glass, no good. Ball loose, out of bounds it goes. It's Mainland ball. So Mainland doing a nice job defensively late in this first half.
Oger Nunez, a junior for Lower Cape May, coming into the game for the first time.
Ty Bonner, the freshman, will take a seat.
Lower's played almost this whole second quarter without Jacob Bay, who picked up that second foul with just a second and a half to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, got to wonder if they're going to put him back in soon for that down low physicality, because here's Tyson kicking it back in. Oh, hang on, we have a foul.
3-second violation.
3-second violation, beg your pardon. So they're going to turn it over there.
Yeah, Tyson was in the lane for a while, caught the pass. Once he passed out, that was going to be a 3-second violation. That's a good call by the official there.
Well, Tyson certainly has a presence down low, and then we talked about Jacob Bay there, Brian. He is back into the ball game now.
And they're going to try to do some offense to defense substituting with him. If there's a stoppage and Lower's on defense, they'll try to get him out.
In the corner, there's Mike Cronin, newly checked back into the game. Mackie Bonner for 3 off the mark. It's loose, poked up in the air, and looks like Osuni is going to recover it for Tim Traveline. Ahead for Tyson, alley-oop, and that was a wild pass for Cohen Cook. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to set up there. Yeah. Maybe just an errant pass there.
Cohen Cook can jump as well as anybody in South Jersey, Nick. He can't jump that high.
That found the 4th row of the student section. Archie Lawler, 25 to play in the half, lower down by a point. This Mike Cronin. Ty Bonner to his brother Mackie. Mackie Bonner looking for some assistance, driving into the paint. Left-handed layup is good. And Lower back on top. Can Mainland get a shot off? Cohen Cook off the inbound. 1 to shoot, puts it up, no good. And Lower Cape May is going to go into the half with a 21-20 lead over Mainland. So the undefeated season not going away yet. We have a half to play, but Lower, that's a stout half on both sides defensively. And in the end, Brian, Lower Cape May just at 1 point better than the Mustangs.
Yeah, well, I think Lower Cape May playing at home, against a team that, quite frankly, is probably better than they are. Certainly the talent level's close, but, Mainland's resume as the Cape Atlantic League defending champion and what they've done so far against good competition, I think Lower would be very happy just to get this thing to the final 4 minutes with a chance to win. And right now they have a halftime lead.
No doubt. So they'll talk it over at the halftime locker room. 21-20. Lower Cape May on top of Mainland right now. You're watching high school basketball right here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Second half time here at Lower Cape May Regional High School as the Caper Tigers have a 21-20 lead, trying to keep the undefeated season alive. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff right here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Brian, we have quite a ball game going on so far.
We do, and here's your leading scorers. For Mainland, Jamie Tyson has 8, Cohen Cook with 6, Tim Traveline with 4, Keaton Lowenstern has 2. For Lower Cape May, Archie Lawler with 9, Jacob Bay with 6, even though he didn't play the entire second quarter after picking up that second foul late in the first quarter. Mackie Bonner and Braswell Thomas each with 3. So Lower Cape May with the 1-point lead. And I think, I don't know if Lower intended to hold Jacob Bay out that whole second quarter, but while they were hanging in there and obviously have the lead, they were able to do so.
Yeah, it could keep him out of foul trouble as well, because he is back in there now for Lower Cape May as we begin the third quarter with a Mainland possession. Here's Jamie Tyson swinging it over to Cohen Cook. Traveline from the free throw line. The runner is no good.
What a tip.
How about that tip right there? It goes down and Mainland back in front. So those are those second chance opportunities that they failed to take advantage of mostly in that first half.
I didn't think Osunier could get to that ball when he reached back behind his head and tipped it up and it went in.
He's got quite the wingspan. Here's Wright. Driving into the paint, kicking it back out. Jacob Bay, long range 2 off the mark, and a rebound there for Traveline. Traveline going to take it himself. The right hand does not go down. Here's Tyson. Cohen Cook, top of the key now, as Mainland looks to reset.
Yeah, one thing to watch again. I think Lawler's laboring a little bit with that foot that he missed 2 games because of the injury.
Cohen Cook misses the 3 right there. Here is Mackie Bonner for the Caper Tigers.
But listen, a 50% Archie Lawler is still pretty darn good.
Whistle on the floor before that shot from Bonner. It'll be a foul on Mainland.
What was good to see, Nick, is we did not have a lot of fouls in that first half, just 4 for each team.
Here's Archie Lawler. Jacob Bay in the paint. Hop step off the glass, no good. Got his own rebound. The putback is also no good, so he missed back-to-back shots there. Osunier the rebound.
Credit Osunier's length with bothering Bay on both of those shots.
Stephen Ordilli, top of the key, swinging it back over Cohen Cook. Cook at the back off, double team.
That was
Tyson
a
couldn't get it.
great double by Lower.
Bay could not get the steal there, so Mainland's going to end up getting the ball back here. Here's Cohen Cook dishing it over. A 3-ball for Stephen Ordilli is off the mark. A rebound there, Osunier. Osunier had the ball poked loose, but Cook there to clean it back up. Underneath, Osunier blocked away by Lawler, but hang on, we have a whistle. That's going to be a foul.
And you know what? I'm not so sure that Lawler didn't get this clean up top, but I think the foul's on the body. He went through Osunier a little bit, and that's a good call by the official there.
That's Lawler's second. Osunier the line to shoot 2. Mainland in front right now by a point. They've scored the only bucket so far in this quarter.
And what you're seeing right now at the start of this second half, there's been a couple of instances, loose 50-50 balls, and Mainland's gotten all of them so far.
I would say luckily for Lower Cape May, Brian, all those 50-50 balls and second chance opportunities, Mainland has not converted too many of them tonight. Osunier does go 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. Mustangs back up by 3. Ty Bonner up the floor for Lower Cape May. Guarded by Traveline. Here's Wright. Ty Bonner. Wright again. They'll play catch with Ty Bonner. Guarded tightly by Traveline. Ty Bonner there from the free throw line. Could not get that shot to go down. Cohen Cook corrals the rebound. And here's Ordilli. Jamie Tyson thought about it. Back over to Ordilli. Swinging around for Cohen Cook. Underneath Osunier now. Guarded by Mike Cronin. There's Cohen Cook now for Mainland. Tyson doubled into the corner for Ordilli. Waved up the three-point attempt. Tyson with contact. No whistle. Wild shot is no good. Here's Ty Bonner. Mike Cronin will take it. Hop step, puts it up. Bam, we're going to get a foul. It's going to go back the other way. Offensive foul there on Mike Cronin.
Mike Cronin needed to jump stop in front of the Mainland defender. That's a great play. I believe it was Tyson that took that offensive foul. And he needed to jump stop in front of that defender, perhaps look for a cutting teammate or shoot the little 8-foot jump shot, or bank shot, I should say. And instead, he went one dribble too far. And it's a great defensive play by Mainland.
Lower struggling to find the offense so far in this third quarter as Cook's going to go baseline. The right-handed lane is no good. A good rebound there from Jacob Bay. And now Mackie Bonner over to Archie Lawler. Lawler kicks it back out for right, top of the key. Crossover, free throw line, all blocked away by Cohen Cook, but Bay gets the loose ball. Left-handed shot, no good on the turnaround. And here comes Cook. Cook lost the ball, poked away by Bonner, but Mainland retains possession as that nearly went to the ceiling.
Well, you know, Bay's left-handed. He needed to go to the right side there to try to finish. He went back to his left, and it just wasn't a good play there.
Cook, the dish underneath for Osunier. Double team, kicking it back out. Tyson, good catch on that wild pass. And now Mainland's going to reset Stephen Ordilly.
Well, what you're seeing so far and early in this third quarter is Mainland is out-athleting Lower Cape May to this point. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Lower hasn't been able to find the easy basket so far, and they haven't been able to bully ball either. Osunier got the corral, but hang on, wave that off, he walked. So that'll be a turnover. Lower Cape May takes over. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. They have not yet nailed a bucket in the first 4 minutes of this half, as Mackie Bonner will dish it over to Archie Lawler to take it up the floor.
Yeah, I mean, we've played more than half the period, and Lower has yet to score.
Lawler got it poked away by Cook, and now Osunier gets it with the steal. Traveline lost it on the way up. It's a block. The ball goes out of bounds. Good defense there from Ty Bonner.
Well, Ty Bonner made a great play, but he had no one around him, and what he should have done before batting the basketball is step in bounds and just grab it. That would have been a legal play.
Braswell Thomas checked in for Lower Cape May. Here's Cook, guarded by Lawler. Ordilly now right wing. Back over for Cook. Driving. In the corner for Traveline. That one was short. He wanted some contact, not going to get it. Mackie Bonner, good bounce pass. Braswell
That's
Thomas.
a great pass.
Archie Lawler, his shot, is rejected out of bounds. Lower will keep possession. The crowd here, Brian, though, wanted a foul.
There's no foul on that play. That was just a great defensive play. Thomas made a terrific pass, and I didn't catch who stripped Lawler on the play going up, but it was a great defensive play.
Which goes to show you, you mentioned the out-athleting, if you want to make it make sense. Here's Jacob Bay, and he finally finishes off the glass. Lower gets at their first bucket of the quarter with 3 minutes to go in the frame, down by one.
Yeah, it was a relatively high-scoring first quarter, but the pace has really slowed down since then.
Tyson, top of the key, underneath for Cook. I mean, he was able to corral the pass, and the right-handed finger roll is good. Back to a three-point lead for the Mustangs as they're able to answer. Yeah, the game has certainly slowed down, as you mentioned, Brian, as Lower Cape May. They don't mind it being slowed down, but Mainland is being much more stout defensively. Thomas going to drive, step back, and he lost the handle. Osunier ahead. Traveling going to take it himself. Left-handed off the glass, and it is good. Mainland up by 5. Tie for their largest lead of the ball game.
Well, yeah, this Mainland team is just so athletic.
Mackie Bonner, the fake pass, the left-handed shot is no good. Traveling the rebound.
That's not a good shot.
Seems like Lower's just trying to force too many things right now, but they've only had the one bucket in this quarter.
Yeah, they've been outscored 8-2 so far in the period. Good hedge by Bay.
Lowenstern managed to split that double team over to Traveline. Driving baseline, underhand layup. Almost had style points with that one.
Good help by Archie Lawler there to not give up the easy layup, but Traveline had to try to contort his body to get open.
Mackie Bonner from the free throw line, no good. Had the look, though, and Lower keeps possession here.
Osunier is incredulous. He believes that ball went off of Bay, but the official disagrees. Lower Cape May will have it.
It looked like the entire Mainland 5 men on the floor thought so, too. Maury Wright will sit out for now as Ty Bonner checks back in for the Caper Tigers, who trail by 5 here. 95 seconds to go in the quarter. Mackie Bonner, left wing. Didn't quite get the look he wanted there. Here's Braswell Thomas overhead. He was looking for Bay. He thought he was going to trail to the basket. Did not do that. Here's Traveline. Traveline back over to Osunier. Traveline thought about it. He gets knocked down by Bay. There's contact, and Jacob Bay is about to pick up his 3rd foul.
Well, that's a bad reach. He did a great job of hedging out and making Traveline go wide and high, and then he just kept coming and knocked him to the ground. I mean, he hedged. He made Traveline move away. He should have just gone back to his man and let Traveline's man go back to him.
Jamie Tyson to inbound it for the Mustangs. Back over to Lowenstern. Cohen Cook, top of the key. Into the corner for Traveline. He's going to go baseline. Right-handed layup is good.
Offensive foul.
Hang on, and now Traveline is hurt. He's going to go down near the stands here.
Yeah, he's down injured. And I actually thought Traveline may have gotten away with a travel on his initial move, but then he commits the offensive foul. And this almost looks like he may have taken a knee to the thigh, and hopefully that's it. It's one of those that's very painful, but not serious.
Yeah, he's already walking off under his own power and doesn't really have a noticeable limp right now. So hopefully he's okay. Seems to be all right. As you mentioned, Brian, he might have gotten away with the travel right there as well, and refs were quick to call that offensive foul there. So a lucky break for the Lower Cape May Caper Tigers.
Yeah, as they trail by 5, 106 to go in the 3rd.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want right there if you were Lower Cape May. You don't want to be down by 7 this late in the quarter off of what seemed like a nice move there from Traveline, who's going to get checked out real quick on the bench. As you mentioned, he does seem to be all right as they wipe the floor down near the baseline right now. That's the cause for our delay with 106 to go in the 3rd. But only 2 points for Lower Cape May in this 3rd quarter. They had a halftime lead of 21-20. So it's been all Mainland so far in this 3rd frame. Stout defensively, and we mentioned the athleticism is just in favor of the Mustangs tonight. Mike Cronin over Law at top of the key. He'll swing it around now. That's Nunez. Mackie Bonner over to Lawler. He got that ball poked away, and Osunier will come up with the steal. Cohen Cook. Lowenstern gets it over to Rocco DiBiaso. They'll play catch now as Lowenstern will slow things down here. Down to 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Mainland might be due well to hold for 1 here.
Seems to be the strategy at the moment as DiBiaso's going to hand it off to Cohen Cook. Now gets over to Lowenstern, and they'll play catch again as DiBiaso swings it over to Cohen Cook. Cook driving, going near the baseline, kicking it back out. Lowenstern for 3, off the mark, and a rebound pulled in by Lawler. That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So Lower Cape May holds a little bit right there, but they got outscored in that 3rd quarter. They trail by 5, 28-23, as we head to the 4th quarter right here on Cape Atlantic Live. Fourth quarter time here at Lower Cape May Regional High School. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff. Matt Ulmer is producing and filming tonight's broadcast on Cape Atlantic Live. As always, 28-23, Mainland in front of Lower. It's been a tight one tonight,
Yeah.
Brian, but low scoring as we expected. But as we mentioned, the athleticism of Mainland really took over in that third quarter.
Mainland started to impose its will on Lower Cape May in that third quarter. You got to give Lower some credit, though, because they did hold Mainland to just 8 points, but they scored only 2 themselves. But because they were still pretty good defensively, they're in this game just down 5 going into the fourth.
Yeah, got a whole quarter to go. Right over to Jacob Bay. Bay backing off. Back over to Mackie Bonner. Jacob Bay has 3 fouls tonight, but he's been good down low. Just hasn't been able to find that area too often tonight. Archie Lawler, right wing, guarded by Cook. Had that ball poked. He gets the ball back, though. Now Mackie Bonner.
Yeah, it's a good call by the official. It's either a carry or a double dribble.
Yeah, it looked like a double dribble there for.
Yeah,
sorry, a carry. You're right, Brian.
He either
Archie
carried
Lawler.
it or he may have momentarily trapped that ball on his hip. Either way, it was a violation. And Lawler is definitely less than 100%.
It seemed like he tweaked that foot earlier in this ball game. He's made his return tonight after missing the last 2. Here's Cook taking it back out. Move it around for Tim Traveline, and now Cohen Cook again.
The thing that makes Mainland so difficult, get to the point in a moment.
Loose ball here, or Dilly's going to pick it back up, though.
Is that they just have, at any given time, they have 3 and sometimes 4 really good ball handlers on the floor. And that makes them difficult to guard.
Pretty much everybody on the floor right now is a great one, especially Cook. Tim Traveling, who has the ball now, he's another one. And, of course, Stephen Ordilli, number 0, along the left wing right now. I mean, those guys are just playing catch all day. They could play keep away all day if they wanted to. Cook trying to find an opening. He's walled off underneath for Jamie Tyson. One dribble, kicks it back out, and Mainland will swing it around. Tim Traveling, hop step, right-handed layup, and he got it to go. Some moans and groans. They wanted to travel, but Mainland is up by 7. Their largest lead of the night. 6:09 to go in the ball game.
Well, I think if Mainland's going to spread the floor like they just did, as Bonner goes and gets 2 points.
A nice move from Mackie Bonner, cuts it back to 5. A much-needed bucket, but they need more of that now, bro.
Lower Cape May's going to have to get Braswell Thomas in the game defensively. You know, they're going to need their best athletes on the floor.
Stephen Ordilli back over to Cohen Cook, top of the key, spin move, dishing it back over to Sunier. And once again, Mainland content to take these longer possessions.
And I think Lower Cape May at some point is going to have to start gambling. You know, it might not be at that time yet. Still 5.5 to go. They're down 5. But Mainland's willingness to spread the floor here at some point, Lower Cape May is going to have to jump and double the ball and try to speed the Mustangs up a little bit.
Here's Cook, back over to Ordilli. He's guarded by Lawler. Lawler's not pressing quite yet.
Well, Lower's starting to switch on everything up top here.
They're trying to give Mainland some different defensive looks as right now trying to get that ball traveling in the corner baseline. Awkward shot, and there's a whistle.
And this might be on Bay, and if it is, it's his 4th.
He's scratching his head, and it looks like it is.
Now it's on Bonner.
I beg your pardon. Well, that's his first for Mackie Bonner.
And I think that could have been on Bay, and I think the official knows that Bay's in foul trouble and gave it to Bonner.
Bit of a gift right there. How about that? First free throw is no good for Tim Traveling.
Traveling has 8 in the game. This is his first trip to the line.
Under 5 minutes to play in the ball game. Mainland a 5-point lead. Their largest of the night was 7. It's now at 6, courtesy of a 1 of 2 trip from Tim Traveling. Mackie Bonner. He has the lone points of this quarter for Lower Cape May. Only 4 points in the half. The pull-up jumper off the mark and the putback by Bay. Much needed there for Lower Cape May, and a timeout on the floor. It's 31-27 with 4:41 to play in the ball game. So they're inching closer, Brian, and that's one of those things that Bay needs to be able to do for Lower to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, Bay's the first player for Lower Cape May in double figures. He's actually the first player in the game in double figures. He has 10 points. And Scott Holden, the head coach of Lower Cape May, called a timeout. And this may be something here. He's got to draw something up defensively. I mean, again, you're not at the critical stage yet. You're down 4:41 to go, plenty of time. But he may be drawing something up to say, hey, let's try to speed them up just a little bit here. Let's make a little adjustment, and we'll see what he comes up with.
Yeah, you don't want to gamble, like you said before, on defense quite yet, but you probably want to force Mainland to maybe force them into a shot that they don't like, but they're almost forced to take.
Yeah, and this Mainland team, they were a young team last year, and they're still on the younger side with a lot of juniors, but they're an experienced team, and you can tell that by the way they've handled the beginning of this fourth quarter so far on the offensive end, being very, very patient. And on a couple of those possessions, taking 45 seconds to a minute off the clock.
Well, pleased you're with us tonight here on Cape Atlantic League Live for our game of the night. Nick Costco alongside Brian Kniff, and of course Matt Omer is filming and producing tonight's broadcast. 31-27 Mainland on top of Lower Cape May. Caper Tigers 9-0 on the season. Mainland trying to give them their first loss. Mainland came in 10-1. 4:41 to play in this ball game.
Lower picking up full court. Braswell Thomas is back in the game now, and they'll run and jump out of this.
Yep, they're already forcing the issue now. Double team here, and that pass is almost to no one but Travelling.
Oh, we have an illegal screen. That's a great call by the official. Kamari Wright was coming up to try to make a play on the ball, and Jamie Tyson backed into him, and that is a push, an illegal screen, whatever it is, it's a foul, and it's a good call by the official, and now Lower can further cut into this Mainland lead.
Yeah, all you saw on your screen was Kamari Wright hitting the deck, and that's a huge call on Mainland. Here's Mackie Bonner. Pull up Jay off the mark, it's a little bit short. As Cook trying to crowd the rebound, loose ball, but it's picked up by Osunier. And again, Lower on the full court press right now. Lower couldn't take advantage. There's Cohen Cook, the right-handed layup is no good, and Travelling there to clean it up, and it's back to a 6-point lead for the Mustangs.
Travelling, the first Mainland player in double figures. He has 11. He's got 7 of them here in the second half. He has all 5 of Mainland's points in this period.
Bonner throwing that one to nobody. His brother Ty trying to save it, picked off, and now here's Travelling. Fakes the pass, he lays it in off the glass, nice and easy, and just like that, the Mustangs up to an 8-point lead, their largest of the night.
Ty Bonner either needed to throw that ball out of bounds or try to call a timeout. He ended up saving that ball from going back court, but right into a Mainland player's hands, and it was a breakout for an easy layup.
Bonner tried to find Bay down low, but he had 3 defenders around him. That ball trickles out of bounds. Mainland takes over, and just like that, Mainland, we thought that was a turning point right there, Brian, but all of a sudden they were up by 4, could have been cut. Now they're up by 8 and with the ball back.
Yeah, Lower had it to 4 with the ball just about 25 seconds of game time ago, maybe less.
Lower still pressing here. Travelling, nice bounce pass over to Cook. Now in the corner for Osuna. He thought about it. Underneath, good pass. Travelling to make it a 10-point lead.
Travelling with 9, all 9 of Mainland's points in this period, and he's got 15 for the game.
Star of the night so far, Lawler for 3, off the mark, out of bounds, and it stays in Lower's possession. So that's one of those shots that you want there. Good look for Lawler there, Brian, but again, as we mentioned before, his jump shot sometimes can be a little bit off, and you're taking a risk there.
Yeah, I think Lawler knew that was off as soon as he shot it, but luckily for Lower, they'll get another possession here.
Jacob Bay will take the jumper, and that time he nails it. Back within 8, less than 3 minutes to play, though.
8-point game. Lower's only committed 4 fouls. They may have to start committing fouls to get close to that bonus.
Nearly a steal there for Bay. Here's Osunier underneath, back over to Travelling, trying to clean it up. Whistle. The shot was no good. See, they nail here. Travelling will go to the line to shoot 2. I believe they hit Mike Cronin with the foul. Travelling misses the first one. So the good news is, even with a free throw here, Mainland still within, or excuse me, Lower still within single digits as Traveling goes 1 of 2 from that trip from the charity stripe. And a timeout on the floor from Dan Williams and the Mainland bench. 2:41 to play, 38-29. Lower trails Mainland here at home, staring at their first defeat of the season unless they can get something going here.
Yeah, and they've just been, Mainland has really done a nice job defensively in this second half. Lower Cape May with just 4 field goals and 8 points. They have not been to the line yet. Lower's only taken 2 free throws in the entire game. And Mainland still has plenty of fouls to give. They've committed 3 team fouls. Lower's committed 5. Possession arrow in Mainland's favor with 2:41 to go. And, a Lower, it's one. You look at this 9-point lead with 2:41 to go. You say 9 points with 2:41. Certainly not impossible, but it's been a low-scoring game. And Lower, in a lot of stretches of this game, it's been trying to get blood from a stone to get a basket.
Yeah, pretty much, and Mainland has outscored Lower 18-8 in this second half. Lower went into the halftime locker room with a 21-20 lead, but they failed to find their shot in the third quarter as Mainland's defense started to tighten up over the last 10 minutes or so, or nearly 10 minutes, I should say. Lower to inbound for Mackie Bonner. And, of course, Mainland's offensive philosophy right now, they're content with bleeding the clock. Lower's going to have to pick things up here, down by 9 with 2.5 to go, as Lawler will take it himself, driving the paint. Wild shot, he'll draw some contact.
Boy, Lawler's
he looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, he's really getting beaten up tonight, Nick, and I think that might have been, he may have banged knees with a Mainland player.
Yeah, it looked like he pointed right to his right knee, or at least a knee, so they're going to check on him while he's seated on the floor. 2:28 to play. We hope he's all right.
Lawler had 9 points in the first half on 3 threes. He's yet to score in the second half.
Yeah, I was going to mention before, Brian, how a bulk of their offense came from him finding his shot from downtown, and allowed them to keep ahead.
I think he was 3 for 4 from 3-point range in that first half.
While they check on him, we'll take a break. So they're going to help Archie Lawler off the floor.
Well,
it was his left knee, and
yeah.
he has been braced up in looks like a splint/cast for the moment. So he has keeping that leg is pretty much straight right now. So he's being helped off by a couple of his teammates off to the locker room. That's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, a career 1,000-point scorer. He's going to Carnegie Mellon for football. Carnegie Mellon's one of the best Division III programs in the country. And at first, Nick, when I saw the play, I thought maybe Lawler just banged knees into a Mainland player. Obviously, this looks much more serious, and you can't speculate, but it looks like that could be, certainly more than just a bruise. But
yeah, certainly more than a sprain or maybe a tweak. So obviously he had to be mobilized right there. So they'll get him off the floor. Hopefully he is okay, and he's on a fast road to recovery, ready to resume action now.
All right, so
with 2:28 to play.
So Kamari Wright comes off the bench to shoot the free throws that were awarded to Lawler. First one is way short.
These are points that Lower Cape May can ill afford to not convert right now, as Wright will nail the second. Lower back with an 8. Late in this ball game, though, it's been all Mainland in the second as Braswell Thomas tried to steal it there. Lower is pressing on defense, trying to force Mainland into some shots as Osunier will convert with the left hand, and now he's going to run down the floor a little bit awkward. He's limping a little bit, so hopefully he's not too banged up as Mackie Bonner dishes over to Cronin. Here's Wright, lost the hand on the crossover. Ty Bonner to pick up a 3-ball off the mark and a rebound for Ardilli. Cohen Cook up the floor, 2 minutes to go.
Mainland is really doing an outstanding job seeing this game out right now.
That pass underneath to Cook, stole it away, and he lays it in for 2, and Mainland now just being very efficient.
We haven't seen them shoot anything but a layup attempt over the last 4 or 5 minutes as they've had this lead.
And they're converting. Here's Mackie Bonner. Good pass to Mike Cronin off the glass. A little bit wild, and it did not fall to the rim as Mainland comes back the other way.
Baby.
And alley-oop, and there's Osunier slamming it down for 2 on the great feed from Cohen Cook. It's a 14-point lead, less than 90 seconds to go. That could be the exclamation point on this one, and Lower Cape May's first loss.
Yes, they're up 14 now, and, this is...
Cronin for 3, trying to answer. He does. Back within 11, but 1:12 to go.
Well, this Mainland team is really, really good. I mean, this is actually my first look at them this year, and they are athletic, they're smart, they're well coached, and obviously defensively, they're very, very good. Lower just hit that 3 there, but before that 3, Nick. Well, even if you take into account the 3. Lower has scored just 12 points so far in this second half after leading by 1 at halftime.
Yeah, they've been doubled up in this half, and you mentioned how Mainland's been playing so well tonight as well. They're one of the better ball handling teams I've seen so far this season. I've seen a handful of these Cape Atlantic League squads that are starting to turn things up now that we're basically in the midway point of the season here in mid-January. And I'll tell you what, they're very, as you mentioned, they're very smart with the ball. They've only committed 4 fouls so far in this half, so they're a very clean and sound basketball team as well, and that's evident right now with their 11-point lead.
Yeah, and with 1:12 to go, they're going to be able to, they're at the point now you just handle the ball and make free throws, and you're going to walk out of here with a win. Listen, I don't care how good you are. It's very difficult in the Cape Atlantic League to go on the road against good teams and get wins. And Mainland is going to do that here. And it looked like Ardilli got trapped over there, so Mainland calls a timeout.
Yeah, they'll talk it over real quick with 1:08 to play in this ball game. But as we've said all night, the athleticism of Mainland has been able to take over in this second half. And just a reminder, of course, Lower Cape May had that 21-20 lead in that first half as well, going into the halftime locker room, I should say. They were looking good. Everyone was looking stout defensively. Obviously, they were converting down low, but they were forcing Mainland into some mistakes as well, which they have not done in the second half.
And Lower's leading scorer is Jacob Bay, who has 12 points, and he didn't even play the entire second quarter because he had picked up his second foul at the end of the first quarter. So for Lower to go into the half with a 1-point lead, they were in great shape. But then Mainland came out, held them to 2 points in the third quarter, and they've pulled away here in the fourth.
We'll head back down to the floor. We're ready to resume action in the waning stages of this ball game. Our game of the night here on Cape Atlantic League Live. Undefeated Lower Cape May 9-0 on the season. Mainland 10-1, looking to give the Caper Tigers their first loss, and they are 65 seconds away from doing so. Here's Cohen Cook.
This is a zone trap here by Lower. There's a steal.
Mackie Bonner back the other way. Top of the key to his brother Ty, now right. Back over to Mackie Bonner. Bonner to Ty, driving in. The runner's no good. It was short. Bay, the rebound, trying to put it back up, and he got her off the glass with the foul. So hang on. We hate to get premature in this booth, but Jacob Bay just made it a 9-point game. He's going to go to the line for the 3-point play.
Yeah, it's just 44 seconds to go, however. The one thing Lower Cape May's got to do is, and it's a long shot here, but they've got to commit this sixth foul to get themselves in the penalty.
Bay does not.
This should be an automatic foul for Lower Cape May right here.
Cook, dish over to Tyson or Dilly.
You have to foul here, okay? And they took way too long. When you still have a foul to give and you're losing at this stage in the game, you got to get to that penalty.
That's Jacob Bay's fourth foul, so he is in some serious foul trouble. One more, and he's done for the night. Jamie Tyson to inbound it. He'll get the ball back off the pass, and now he's fouled by Ty Bonner. And now, officially, they're going to be in the bonus. 7 fouls for Lower Cape May in this half. Tyson will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
31.6 to go.
Not impossible, like you said, Brian, but obviously Mainland with the steep advantage right now. Tyson on the way. It's good.
Well, even just that one free throw, Nick, makes it a 4-possession game at the very least.
Yeah, ice in his veins right there, Jamie Tyson. For those of you familiar with him, you saw that on the Mainland football field when he was playing wide receiver for the Mustangs this past fall. And he'll miss the second one, but as you mentioned, Brian, 4-possession game. Mackie Bonner up the floor, less than 30 to play. He'll take a 3 from the right wing, and he dribbles it. Mackie Bonner keeps Lower alive for now. It's 45-38, 23.6 to go, so it's back to a 7-point game. We'll see. I mean, they know the strategy right now. They have a couple more fouls to give while they're in the regular bonus. They can force man into a couple more 1-and-1s here.
Yeah, well, that's without question. They don't have enough time to maybe allow the ball in, and if you don't get a steal, you could trap, and then if they make the pass, no. If you don't get the steal at this juncture, Lower Cape May has to foul. Down 7 with 23 seconds left. But you're right. I mean, Lower's going to need Mainland to really, be catastrophic at the free throw line for its own sake in order to have a chance here for the Caper Tigers. But yeah, Lower will go for the steal here, and I'm not, and I usually do, and I didn't keep them tonight. I don't know how many timeouts Lower Cape May has left. I would think it's 1 at the most. So you're going to get to the point where the only way Lower Cape May is going to be able to stop the clock is by fouling. So it'll be, if Mainland gets it in, it'll be a quick foul by the Caper Tigers.
Traveling to inbound, gets over to Cook, and they're doing some crafty passing, and now Traveling will get the ball back. He's fouled by Wright, and will walk the floor for the 1-and-1.
Traveling has 16. He's 2 for 4 from the line so far tonight.
He's got the 1-and-1 here, and again, Lower still has one more foul to give in the singular bonus. Braswell Thomas checks out. Jacob Bay's back in now. He's the one that's in most foul trouble for Lower. He's got 4, but he's their best player down low. Yeah. So Traveling now for the 1-and-1. First shot on the way, and it is good. Boy, that's a huge free throw right now. As it stands right now, it's a 8-point lead for Mainland. So it's still, even with a free throw here, it'll be a 3-possession game.
Just 20.9 seconds to go.
He'll nail both. Lower's got to move fast. Mackie Bonner, he's being trapped. Here's Ty Bonner, long 3, in and out, rebound right, the putback, and that shot did not even find the rim there. And with less than 10 seconds to go, St. Man's going to dribble out the clock here with a 9-point lead. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it. So a valiant effort by Lower Cape May, but Mainland just too much in the second half as the Mainland Mustangs give Lower Cape May their first loss of the season with a 47-38 victory on the road against the Cape Tigers. Brian, good ball game here tonight, but again, as I just mentioned, Mainland just a little bit too much in that second half.
Yeah, Timmy Traveline with 14 of his 18 points in the second half to lead Mainland. Cohen Cook with 10, Jamie Tyson with 9, 8 for Mawali Asunier, and 2 points for Keaton Lowenstern. For Lower Cape May, Jacob Bay with 14, 9 for Archie Lawler before the injury, 8 for Mackie Bonner, 3 apiece Mike Cronin and Braswell Thomas, and 1 point for Kamari Wright. Lower's first loss, they go to 9-1. Mainland up to 11-1. And even more importantly, Mainland in first place in the Cape Atlantic United Conference.
Yeah, no doubt. Big win for Mainland here tonight. We do hope that Archie Lawler is okay for Lower Cape May as he went down with a knee injury late in that fourth quarter. But that's going to do it for us. Big thanks to Matt Omer for filming and producing tonight's broadcast. To my broadcast partner, Brian Kniff, I am Nick Costco saying so long. Once again, Mainland wins this one 47-38 over Lower Cape May. You're watching high school basketball right here on Cape Atlantic League Live.